क्या हम लाइव आ चुके हैं मित्रों? क्या हम लाइव आ चुके हैं मित्रों? हाँ जी, क्या हम लाइव आ चुके हैं मित्रों? I'm not really sure. I don't know. Let's do this a little. Give me a little minute. Give me a little minute. What the fuck am I trying to do? I'm trying to figure out if I'm audible or not, but for that I need to check on the other device because on this device I'm not able to check the audio. Because the device I'm recording, I'm not able to check the audio, which is why I need to use another device to check if I'm audible or not. Because the device I'm recording, I'm not able to check the audio, which is why I need to use another device to check if I'm audible or not. Because the device I'm recording, I'm not able to check the audio, which is why I need to use. Yeah, so I'm just now checking on my mobile phone that I am audible. So with that, I'm also trying to figure out another thing, which is the hell is wrong with this? Give me a little minute, please. Give me a little minute. I want the desktop sound to be working as well. So audio, where the fuck is audio? Audio. I think it must work now. Yep, it is working. Let me check. Let me. मेरे को थोड़ा सेटअप करना है. I just want to, set things up, and let me grab some water. I got the water as well. Let me grab some water. I got the water as well. Yeah, I think now it's fine. Yeah. So. You'll see on my channel that there are so many, test runs of OBS because for the last 24 hours I've been trying to figure out how do I use OBS for live streaming. Live streaming because I have been thinking about creating content. It's not that I'm thinking about creating content, rather I'm trying to figure out the optimum way of creating content. Is this still happening, buddy? It is happening. Just a minute. to. I forgot to. I forgot to activate the mic again. I was just now trying to figure out. I'm still new to all this, obvious. Fuck it. Actually, the thing is that I'm trying to work with everything out by myself, and I'm new to all this OBS setup. I'm trying to set up the camera, microphone, and for the last 24 hours, I didn't even get proper sleep, and I've been trying to figure out how do I, do all this OBS kind of. I think I should not be using the term, if you know what I mean. Yeah, so enough with that Bakchudi. In today's video, or in today's session, in today's live stream session, we are going to further elaborate on the topic of spectator, fantasizer, and the player mindset. Yes, we are going to further elaborate on the topic of spectator, fantasizer, and the player mindset. So, let me establish some ground for it. So, from the last 2 days, I've been trying to, convey this idea to you guys, but I'm not really able to properly communicate this thought that is in my mind because I'm not that articulative. I think that term is articulative, but now I think I know how can I do that, or at least I have some idea, a little more clear idea as to how can I do this. So all of us, you, your family members, friends, people in your circle, every single one of us want money, fame, power, influence, traveling the world, a fancy car, a fancy mobile phone. A mobile phone might be a little, too reductive, but you get the gist of what I'm trying to say. Every single one of us want all these things, all the good stuff that this world has to offer. Every single one of us want all the good stuff, all the beauty that this world has to offer to us. All of us want that. Yeah. But how many of us really has all these things? Just think about it for a moment. How many of us really have even a few of these things? Barely anyone, I would say. Barely anyone, I would say. Did you ever try asking yourself why? You want it. Yeah. Did you ever try asking yourself why? You want it. You want all these things for yourself, for your loved ones, but you still do not have them. Did you ever try asking yourself why is it that you do not have all these things? You might have one or two, but not all of them. And you would see barely anyone who has even a few of these things that I just listed down, that I just spoke of. अगर नहीं पूछा तो कोई बात नहीं है. If you never asked yourself, or if you never thought to yourself, why is it that you do not have these things, then no problem. Then no problem. You are at the right place. You are at the right place, my man. My guy, my girl. You are at the right place. This is Dirty Pogo. Yes, you just heard me right. You just heard me right. And looking at myself, I can say that कितना थकीला expression है मेरे भोसड़ी का. इतना थका हुआ expression है. Please pardon me. Let me pull myself together and be a little more professional because I'm trying to convey an idea. पता नहीं यार क्यों मेरा बड़ा थोड़ा थकीला expression है. ये बात तो मुझे माननी पड़ेगी. I mean, not in reality, but in videos, I do see it. Because now I'm looking at myself as well. As I'm speaking about this idea, I'm looking at myself in the mobile phone that is adjacent to the laptop I'm streaming through. Okay, and I'm looking at myself. So, yeah, back to the topic at hand, which is, अगर तुम लोगों ने कभी सोचा नहीं ना भाई, तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है इस बारे में, ठीक है? No problem, because you are at the right place. It is Dirty Pogo. This is Dirty Pogo. You are at the right place because this is Dirty Pogo. बचपन में तो देख ही रखा है भाई ये. All of us have watched animes as we grew. ठीक है? But now we are adults facing the reality of this world, wanting all these things that I just spoke of, but still do not have them. Facing the reality of this world, wanting all these things. So इस channel पे we are going to go on a journey of self-discovery. We are going to go on a journey of self-discovery. On this channel, we are starting this journey. We are going to go on this journey of self-discovery where we will look at all these things, where we will address all of our fears, insecurities, all the doubts that we have. Day by day, we will speak about, we will discover, we will go in depth about all the things. We are gonna go on a journey of self-discovery. That's because the game of life is about you. Everyone else around you is just another character. You are the main character, and everyone else around you is just another character in your story. उनकी story में, the person that is beside you, you are the side character. But in your own story, you are the main character, and the person beside you is the side character. But the thing is that our minds are clouded. Our minds are clouded with the stuff we learned as we grew up, as we were growing up, and now we are lost. Most of the people of my age, around my age, feel lost. They feel lost. They don't know what do they want. They have fears. They have insecurities. They have desires that I just spoke of. But the one thing that they do not have is the path they need to walk on. They do not have the path. They do not know about the right path they need to walk on to get to the point. Where they want to reach. Yeah. So here on this channel, Dirty Pogo, we are embarking on this journey of self-discovery. That we will explore things about ourselves. There are so many stuff. I mean, there is so much stuff on internet that you can watch. You can scroll through all day long. You can waste your whole day. You can waste whole weeks, whole months, whole years scrolling through stuff on the internet, scrolling through reels on the internet, watching videos, watching movies, doing meaningless shit. That is not helping you at all. But here on this channel, we are going, or we are beginning, we are embarking on this journey of self-discovery. We are embarking on this journey of self-discovery where we will explore ourselves. We are embarking on this journey of self-discovery where we will explore ourselves. Where we will explore ourselves. We will pick all the insecurities one by one. We will tackle all of our fears one by one and overcome them. And we will become the players. You and me together on this journey of self-discovery. Facing all of our insecurities, overcoming all of our fears, we will become players. And we are going to achieve all the things. We are going to achieve all the things. There's one more interesting point. There's one more interesting point that I would like to add, which is that I spoke of so many things. When I was listing all the beauty of this world, all the materialistic things that this world has to offer, I spoke of many things. And as we are going on this journey of self-discovery, we will also discover that many of these things are not actually relevant to us, because all of us are different. And forget about many of these things. Most of these things, you might want them, but they are not real. But they might not be as important to you. Once you actually have your own original thoughts about these things, you might not value them as much as you do right now. That's the point I wanted to make. So enough with that. Back to the topic at hand. So on this channel, Dirty Povo, we, meaning you and I, are embarking on the journey of self-discovery, where we will tackle all of our insecurities, where we will overcome all of our fears, where we will basically learn about ourselves. So with that, let's speak about the idea that I wanted to speak about, which is all the things that I spoke about earlier. Money, fame, influence, power, traveling the world, wealth, a good physique, all the things. We all want them. But barely anyone has them. And even a few of these things. And that's because of these three characteristics. Spectator, first. Then there's fantasizer, second. And then there's player. And the ones who have one or two or even a few of these things are the players, are the latter category. And the ones who are still wondering that even when you want all these things, you still do not have them, that's because you are of the first two categories. You are a spectator and you are a fantasizer. You can have both of these characteristics or just one of them. But the third characteristic is not, as strong in your case as the other two. Now let me elaborate a little more. First, I will speak about what is a spectator. Let me, give you a brief idea about what's a spectator, what's a fantasizer, and what's a player. So, a spectator. Spectator. Give me a minute. हम इसके बारे में बात करेंगे थोड़ा, थोड़े अच्छे स्केल पे भाई. Just give me a minute. The T right here. यहीं पर ही तो हम बात करेंगे सबसे पहले स्पेक्टेटर के बारे में. सबसे पहले इसी के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. स्पेक्टेटर, व्हाट्स अ स्पेक्टेटर? सबसे पहले इसी के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. स्पेक्टेटर, व्हाट्स अ स्पेक्टेटर? थोड़ा टाइम दो. तो स्पेक्टेटर होता क्या है? अब हम बात करेंगे नॉर्मल से, नॉर्मल मोड पे भाई. नॉर्मल मोड पे भाई. So what is a spectator? Do you see this on the screen? Spectator. अब करेंगे इसके बारे में बात. See this on the screen? Spectator. हाँ भाई, तो आ जाओ. थोड़ा सा ऊपर करने दे. हाँ जी. अरे यार थोड़ा ज्यादा ऊपर चला गया. Is it perfect now? Is it perfect now? PT? Is it perfect now? Is it perfect now? So what is a spectator? A spectator is someone who is looking at all these things, who know about all these things, but admires them from afar. A spectator is someone, let me say this one more time. A spectator is someone who is looking at all these things, who know of all these things, but he admires these things from afar and does not think that he would ever be able to achieve these things. A person who thinks that he cannot become a millionaire or a billionaire. A person who thinks that he would never be able to buy a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or any of these fancy cars. A person who believes that he would never be able to achieve fame, influence, or power. And it's not that he actively thinks of that he would not be able to achieve all these things. Rather, it is not these things. The very thought of ever achieving any of these things. It doesn't even cross that person's mind. It does not even cross their mind. That's a spectator. That is a spectator. Now ask yourself, are you a spectator? Are you afraid of aiming high? If so, then my good friend, you are also a spectator. You are a spectator. If you are afraid to aim high enough, then you are a spectator. You look at all these things, but you are okay with just admiring them from afar. You are okay with just admiring them from afar. Then you are a spectator. Now you know what's a spectator. Now the second one, which is, where did I put it? Yes. Second one is fantasizer. Second one is the fantasizer. Now what's a fantasizer, you might ask. So a fantasizer is a person who know about all these things, who know about all the materialistic things that this world has to offer. Fancy cars, money, traveling the world, fame, influence, power. You know about all these things. And he also want all these things. A fantasizer also want all these things, just like you and me. And anyone else. A fantasizer also want all these things. And while a spectator comfortably admires these things from afar, a fantasizer indulges with these things in the fantasy land, in his imagination. You know, a fantasizer indulges with these things in his fantasy. In their fantasy, they indulge with these things. I would become that. I would become that rich one day, and then I will do this. I will travel there once I have that amount of money. Once I'm rich, I will go to this country or that country. I will go to UK, US, Canada, Thailand, or any of the 198 countries. I will travel the world. I think there are 198 countries. I might be wrong. Pardon me if I'm wrong. I might be wrong. I just said okay. It's not 198. It's 195 countries. It says as of 24, there are 195 countries in the world. This includes 193 member states of United Nations and 2 non-member observer state, the Holy See and the state of Palestine. Yeah, so enough with that. Yeah, fantasizer. So a fantasizer indulges with these things in his fantasy, in his imagination. You would think that I would travel the world one day once I have that amount of money. Once I have X amount of money, I will travel the world and I will do this and that, and I would make all my dream comes true. But forget about traveling the world. A person who thinks that I'll start the gym next month. Once I get this amount of money, I will buy the protein and then I will start the gym. And then I will. And this is the idea that he comes up with when he notices that he's putting on some weight. A person that notices that he has put on some weight, he would think to himself, or rather they would think to themselves that I'm going to start the gym next month. And I will, after doing gym for about a month or 2 or 3 or 4, I'll become ripped again. I will have a good physique. I will get fit. And then that point onwards, they get lost into the land of fantasy again, the fantasy land again. No, don't just think about it. But when it's time to actually join the gym, either they would not do it, or even if they do it, even if they submit the fee, they're going to go to the gym for a day or two, and then they would feel one day that let's just skip this day, and they went down, or rather they go down on the downward spiral. Basically, they go back to not going to gym again. That's a fantasizer. A fantasizer is someone who indulges with the things, who indulges with the beauty of this world, but only in the fantasy land, in their imagination, not in reality. Then there's this kind. The kind we all want to become. The kind we all want to become. Player. All of us want to become a player. All of us want to become a player. And I've already said this in my last 2 videos, but I'm going to say it again, that when I speak of player, I do not mean a person, an individual who has multiple lovers, or a person or an individual who is in multiple relationships. I'm not referring to that kind of person when I speak about player. A player is someone who is different from a spectator and a fantasizer, and different in a good way, not in a bad way. A player is someone who actively pursues his dreams and ambitions. A player is someone who has, it might not be a definite plan, but he definitely has some plan to achieve his dreams and ambitions, who actually strives to achieve them, who actively puts effort to achieve them. That's a player. That is a player. So just now I was speaking about, I was telling a gym wall example. So with that very same example, I would like to, I would like to elaborate this player. I think it is a mindset. Player is a mindset. Or maybe all of these, spectator, fantasizer, and player, these are characteristics as well as mindset. You are spectator, you have a spectator's mindset. You have a spectator's mindset. You might have a spectator's mindset. You might have a fantasizer's mindset, that you like to fantasize about stuff. You have no desire to actually pursue these things, so you are happy to just have them in your fantasy. But then there are players who are not okay with just, spectating, who are not okay with just fantasizing, but they strive to actually achieve all those things, achieve all these things. The things I spoke about when starting this video. The things that I spoke about when starting these videos. Okay. Yep. Back to player. So, a player is someone who actively pursues, who actively puts effort to achieve his dreams and ambitions, who strives to achieve them. A player might not have a definite plan to achieve all these things, but whatever plan he has, he would act upon that plan. He would execute that plan. It might not be perfect. And at first try, it would not be perfect. But that does not stop a player. Because a player does not see a setback as a failure. A player has a very clear, or I don't think it would be right to say that a player has a very clear idea about what's a setback and what's a failure. So you must have already heard it, but there is a difference between a setback and a failure. And people have this tendency to look at setbacks as failures. The game of life is on as long as you're alive. And as long as you are alive, you have not failed. You have not failed as long as you are alive. It's just another setback. And there's one good thing about it. And there's one good thing about facing a setback. That you now know of one more. That now you are aware of one more wrong move toward achieving your dream. Now you know that if you do X, you're going to fail again. Because you learned it with your last setback. So now you can make a different move. And this is how you figure out the right move. This is how you actually figure out the right move. That's what we call trial and error. So I have this clear in your mind. On this journey of self-discovery, we are discovering a very important lesson, which is a setback and a failure are two different things. Because you do not fail as long as you are alive. Now, when I say this, take it as an attitude. Oh, because when you get down to it, you want to become an IAS for an example, you want to become an IAS, or you want to, get some government job, or you want to do whatever. But there is a set criteria to participate in that thing. So I'm going to take an example of a government job. Let's just say that you can apply for X job till the age of 22, till the age of 30, till the age of whatever. You get the gist what I'm trying to say. And you tried your best, you gave it your all, but you still could not qualify for the job. And now you are past the maximum age you can apply. Now you are past the maximum age. Group. You are past the maximum age, to apply for that job or for that position. Now you cannot apply for that again because you are past it. You cannot go back in time. So there you can, I would say. Let's just call it let's just say that you might fail there. But then you also need to sit down with yourself and ask yourself that are you actually aiming for the right thing? Your circumstances are different now. Back then they were different, but now they're different. And you need to also evolve with time because people are ever growing. We are ever growing. And something that worked for you in the past might not work for you today. Because we are ever growing. We are constantly evolving. So the ideas, the beliefs that you had in the past might not be relevant today or might not be relevant tomorrow. So your ideas, your objectives, your beliefs, all these things also need to change with time. Make sure to do that because if you remain stuck in the past, you are going to make your life miserable. Because the game of life is about walking forward, and if you are walking forward with looking backward now, you are going to make your life miserable. So if there is someone who is facing the same situation that I just described, that they wanted to apply for something, be it anything, or they wanted to achieve a certain thing, but they are already past that. Now they are not qualified for that because of some criterion situation, then I say to you that now I think it is time for you to move forward. Or it's not that I just think it. It is time for you to move forward because the game of life is not just about one thing. It's not just about achieving X thing. You are dealt a different card. You are dealt different cards. If you did not get X, don't worry about that. Maybe you are made for something different. If you did not get X, don't worry about that. You are made for something different. And recently I read somewhere, there was a quote. And it was like that the journey, or rather the purpose of life is to discover the gifts you are given. And then there is another thing after these lines. There's another line after these lines. I do not recall that. But even with this line, I can say with surety that it also means that you discover yourself. Yeah, again, we are already on the journey of self-discovery, right? So if you could not qualify for something, don't worry about that. Look for the next thing. Look for the next thing. Because the primary game that you are playing, is the game of life. And that is not lost as long as you are alive. So do not let this one simple defeat get over your head. Do not let this one simple setback get to your head. Do not let it stop you. Do not let that one simple setback stop you. Move forward. The game of life is still on. You are still playing the game of life. And that's what a player does. That's what a player does. That's what a player does. As of now, this player, it is just a title as of now. Let me say this with all clarity. I've been trying to establish this idea, or I've been trying to put this idea into your head now. But let me clarify now. This player that I've been speaking about from the past 2 days. This player, I say to myself that I want to become a player because I have all these ideas in my head that I'm speaking about right now. I have all these ideas in my head. This player mindset. And I think once we are able to, clearly define what it means to be a player, it would actually help you in ways you cannot even imagine. Because I've been on this journey of self-discovery way before starting this channel. I have been doing this for the past 1.5 years. I've figured out some stuff, not so much, but I would say I've figured out some stuff, and that's been helping me. I was a spectator. I was a fantasizer. First I was a spectator, then I became a fantasizer, then I evolved into a fantasizer like a Pokemon. And now I am aiming to become, or rather I am on the journey of becoming a player. And I also want to accompany you guys on the journey of you discovering yourself. Because the game of life is about you, buddy. As I said earlier in this video, that the game of life is about you. And it is on as long as you are alive. This is the primary game that you are playing. The game of life is the primary game that we are all playing. All these things, that job, traveling the world, fancy car, and all the shit that this world has to offer. Let's just not call them shit, because these things, if you want to look at them, they can be classified as beautiful as well. It's just a matter of approach. It's a matter of perspective. So let's just call them beautiful, because having a pessimistic approach is not helping anyone. So let's call them the beauty of life. So all this beauty of life. Once we are able to once we understand what does it mean to be a player, we are going to become so much better. We are going to become so much better of a player. In this game of life. And this journey is about you becoming a better player. Because we all have these insecurities, fears, desires. Most of the things that you have in your mind, the desires, are not of your own. You saw someone, maybe a friend, maybe a family member, maybe someone who's closer to you in the close circle, Maybe someone who you admired as a child or at any point in your life. Maybe someone you saw on the TV, on the internet. And you unknowingly came across the idea of traveling the world, having that car, having that level of fame, power, influence. So all these ideas are put in your head unintentionally by the society, are as a result of influence of the society. And together on this journey, we are going to debunk all these poor beliefs, misbeliefs, I'd say. So now I think I've already I think it's been more than how much time has it been since I've been online? Okay. How much time? 52 minutes. So I've been online for 52 minutes. Now I think it's time for me to wrap this. Okay. It's good. No problem. I'm gonna come online every day. But yeah, for the time being, this much is enough for me to establish the idea. Now you guys have not a very crystal clear idea, but some vague idea about what's a spectator, what's a fantasizer, and what's a player. You understand the difference between all three of these characteristics, three of these mindsets. You understand the difference. And you also, I think, understand what does it mean to be any of these. How does it affect your life, your choices to have any of these characteristics, any number of these characteristics? Yeah, by the way, the good news is that all of us, as I was saying earlier in this video, that these two ideas, this very idea of spectator, fantasizer, and player can be classified as both characteristics and mindsets as well. So the good thing is that all of us already have all three of these mindsets, all three of these characteristics. We are players. Okay. It is only about the tough stuff that we try to do when we become a little lazy and we postpone stuff. Rather than actually pursuing, rather than actually going after the things that we want, we get into the loop of fantasies. We get stuck into the loop of fantasy. We would rather spectate from afar, we would rather admire from afar rather than actually going after the things that we admire. But in most cases, this is only with the tough, the hard stuff. But that's the fun of life. That's the fun of life. Going after these things. Going after these things is actually the fun of life. So, and yes, you also have the mindset and the characteristic of a player as well. But that is only applicable to the, easy stuff. Only applicable to the easy stuff. I'm going to give a very poor example of being a player. I want to pick up this cup. And now, I just picked it up. It's a very poor. I don't even know if it can be classified as an example. But I just thought of picking up this cup and I picked it up. It's an action. A thought occurred to me. The idea of picking up the cup, I wasn't born with this idea. The very idea of cup was introduced to me by the society, by the world I grew up in. I thought of it and I picked it up. It's very simple. So I was able to do it very easily without any effort at all. But then, now how about me becoming a billionaire? Do you see the audacity? Do you see the audacity I just spoke with? Directly aiming to become a billionaire. Fuck a millionaire, man. Directly aiming to become a billionaire. Yeah. So, it's not audacity. I want actually all of you to have this audacity. And aim करो ना यार. Aim करो ना यार. Aim करो ना. What's the problem with aiming? I see people that are, I know of a few people, and I don't think that this characteristic is just limited to those people, but people are actually afraid to aim high because they're afraid to fail. Because they're afraid to be judged by the society. Because they are afraid to be labeled as stupid. So they would rather not aim high. What would happen if I failed? है ना यार उसमें enough with clear. अब वो निकाल दे रहे हैं वही लोग हंसेंगे लगाओ यार लोग हंसेंगे Give me a minute. Yes, baby. Yes, baby. ये रहा भाई. अरे यार ये मेरे को. हाँ. ये रहा भाई. अरे क्या गया? I want to look at the picture. 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 Yes, this is the picture. Yes. लोग हंसेंगे. अरे हंसेंगे लोग. Sorry. I was saying it. I was saying it backwards. It is अरे हंसेंगे लोग. Do you guys see this? अरे हंसेंगे लोग. हाँ. Yes, so there is the word log. Yes, अरे हंसेंगे लोग. And people are really and people are subconsciously afraid. Even in this picture is the very clear. This picture is the very clear illustration of society in general, of the fear of people in general. इसी बात का तो बहन सबको डर है. अरे हंसेंगे लोग. इसी बात का लोगों को डर है यार. सब डरते हैं जो चीज से. क्या? अरे लोग हंसेंगे यार. People are really afraid to aim high because उन्हें डर है. And what are they afraid of? अरे हंसेंगे लोग. अरे हंसेंगे लोग. And it is also one of the many things that we are going to tackle on the journey of self-discovery, on the journey of you discovering yourself. For now, I'm also new to this whole thing. Because as of now, I only have these ideas in my head. Even as I speak, you can feel it that I'm not really articulative. I'm not able to speak well. I'm trying my best, but I'm not really. I keep on getting stuck. With time, as we move forward with time, all of us will grow. I will become more articulative. I will work on this idea because I think I already know what's my gift. I think I already know what's my gift. I can use that gift to help you people as well. To help you, my man, my girl, my friend. To help you, my friend. To help you. Okay, so for the time being, I'm gonna sign off because it's been almost an hour since I have come live, and the time is 5:48 a.m. Time is 5:48 a.m. and now I've been, I didn't sleep for the whole night, and now I need to get some sleep. I need to get some sleep. We're gonna tune in back tomorrow. We will further discuss on this idea. As we move forward, we will start picking up either insecurities or fears one by one. I think we should go with fears ना. मैं ये अच्छा लग रहा भाई. हम लोग जब fear का डिस्कशन करेंगे तो यही वाली इमेज में बैकग्राउंड में लगा लूंगा तो हम लोग fear की बात करेंगे. अरे हंसेंगे लोग. इसी को लगा के बात करेंगे. बैकग्राउंड में लगा के यही वाला ना भाई fear को हम लोग डिस्कस करने वाले हैं. We will discuss all the fears. We will tackle and yes. Okay, for now, it was fun. By the way, I'm going to put this I'm going to put this live stream in the Raw Thoughts playlist, so you guys can check it out at any time. You guys can check it out you can anyway check it out at any time. Who's stopping you? And watching this video, listening to me is not listening to me. It is you listening to yourself. Just like Kanye West says, if you are a fan of Kanye, you are not a fan of Kanye, you are a fan of yourself. By the way, I didn't actually come up with this theme by listening to Kanye. This is something that I came up on my own. I thought that I would be able to help people, or rather, it's not that I would be able to help you, rather, if I do it on the YouTube, if I tackle all of my fears and insecurities on YouTube, and people would see me, and it would encourage all the people who watch me to face their own insecurities and fears. That way, it can be beneficial to both parties, to me and to you. Yes. तो अब मैं ज़रा बंद करता हूँ भाई इसको, क्योंकि मैं बात करने के मामले में भाई मैं थोड़ा ज़्यादा ही हूँ. तो बेंचों में लगा ही रहूँगा यार. तो उसके पहले गाना सुनते भाई. कोई गाना सुनते यार. कौन से बजाऊंगे? I would love to hear the song Wu Shang Clan because I've been listening to this song for the past 2 days. You can even see it on my, YouTube feed, Wu Shang Clan. But I don't know, I might get copyright claim. I'm not really, it's that I'm new to YouTube, so I don't know. Okay, forget, we're gonna do the song thing tomorrow. Yeah, फिर I should do it. Let me play a song from NCS. That's a good thing. I think it would be okay for me to play a song from NCS. Okay. Putting on NCS and me signing off. Okay. Putting on NCS. Did you really take my soul? And then you left the hole. You got your desires, always starting fires. I am signing. Okay. Ciao, baby. Sayonara. Sayonara.
Dragging me under the table, hell in her eyes, she wants to put me in a hole. Beautiful liar, holding me, I'm a neighbor, breathing me dry, she wants to devour my soul.
Fuck.
Stop me in the bag. Now I'm bleeding slowly. Pray to God I'm holy. Bury me still intact. Baby, don't make a noise. Murdering brings you joy. I've been waiting for you, ready to destroy you. Sipping on a cold liqueur. You got your desires, always starting fires. Losing sleep, I'm in too deep. I'm hiding Michael Myers. Building an empire. You were rising higher. Standing tall, but you will fall, cause we all hear the choir. Beautiful love, dragging me under the table, hell in her eyes, she wants to put me in a hole. Beautiful liar, holding me, I'm a neighbor, bleeding me dry, she wants to devour my soul.
Fuck.
This life will carry on. I'll stay until you leave me drowning. I've slayed a couple demons in my day. Don't know I can't be swayed. Oh no. Beautiful love, dragging me under the table. Hell in her eyes, she wants to put me in a hole. Beautiful liar, holding me, I'm a neighbor. Leading me dry, she wants to devour my soul.
Fuck.